Hello everybody and welcome back to Pierce Gaming News. I have a lot of news to go over here. Alright, let's get started. Microsoft is going to slash the Xbox One by $50 until the year's end. Microsoft already cut the price tag of its not yet a year old game console by $100 when it removed the Kinect camera accessory. Now it's taken off another $50 as the holiday shopping season is kicking in. The temporary price cut will start November 2nd in the United States until the end of the year. That means it will now sell for $349. This price comes in 13% lower than the PS4. But Sony is not going down without a fight. Sony is having deals to ensure the PlayStation 4 owners can get specialized access to storylines and features for popular games. I hate it when companies do that. A strategy the company says makes the device more appealing to consumers. Xbox fans will likely celebrate the move, but investors may see it as a sign as the Xbox is struggling. A price cut is a last resort according to Wedbush securities analyst Michael Pachter. I'm all for the price cuts on consoles and it makes the industry competitive, which is always a good thing. But what is going to happen now is Microsoft might be losing money on these consoles and they are struggling just to keep up. And if they are losing money on them, that means they are going to be in the same spot Sony was with the PS3 back in 2006. But cutting the price by $50 will attract a lot more of casual gamers, I think, because it's for people who want to do everything all in one, which I think for people who don't own a PC love to do. But as far as the hardcore gamers go, they will still choose Sony because it's more powerful and all the other side items are gone, which if you want a console for gaming, this is the way to go. But good for Microsoft to stay ahead of its competition. Skullgirl's Encore developer creates PS3 to PS4 controller drivers. Lab Zero Games has created a custom plug-and-play USB driver that allows PS3 arcade sticks to work on PlayStation 4. The USB driver was coded for Lab Zero by Naughty Dog programmer John Bellomy. Here's what the Lab CEO Peter Bartho told Polygon. "We think it's better for the consumer and the industry that you be able to spend your hard-earned money buying games instead of buying a new fight stick. The PS4 does not support previous gen controllers and Lab Zero's fix is not officially supported by Sony. PS4's home and share functionality will not work without a DualShock 4. The drivers will only recognize generic USB gamepads or joysticks and excludes DualShock 3 controllers." I'm all for the classic gaming and fight sticks, but come on. I don't believe anybody is going to really want to support this. I mean, there might be a lot of people, but I could see if you were like a hardcore fan of this kind of games, and it could bring back a lot of childhood memories, but the average player just doesn't care about it at all. But these drivers could come into use if there were any games worth playing with the pad, or joystick, or fight stick, whatever you want to call it. If they had any decent fighting games available out for the PS4. I mean, I could see myself maybe buying one, but I'd never played with one of those before, so I don't really know if I'd buy one, to be honest with you. But if it's your style of game and you like playing with the fight sticks, this is the thing for you. Oh boy, the last topic I gotta talk about, this is gonna be long. First off, there's so much to cover here. I am only going to give you guys my opinion on what I thought were key in this list. But if you want to read through the whole list, I will have it linked down below. This talks about the Firmware 2.0. PS4 share play sessions will be capped at 720p and have a limited frame rate. Sony has confirmed to videogamer.com. The resolution on the guest TV will automatically scale up and down based on the quality of the connection, and Sony has not stated exactly what the frame rate cap will be. An early demonstration shown to videogamer.com suggests it would be around 30 FPS. Sony also didn't say anything about the minimum internet connection you will need to run the game because they just don't know themselves. Here's what they said. The internet environment is really different user by user. For example, some users will be using a LAN cable, some others will be using Wi-Fi. Sometimes you use the microwave in your house, something like that. It's very difficult for us to guarantee you can use SharePlay if you have a certain speed. That's the reason why we are not going to disclose any specific number. But again, this doesn't require any super fast broadband. So my guess would be around like the PlayStation Now, which I think was around 5 download, I believe. Don't quote me on that. So I guess I'm just gonna take a guess and say it's around there somewhere. While Sony is aiming for SharePlay to be standard feature across the platform, publishers and developers can place restrictions on content that can be shared. For example, publishers may choose to prevent playable alphas and betas from being shared with guests. To be clear about the 720p, the host will still be in 1080p on the host TV. Just so there wasn't any confusion. I probably should have said that last point, but just so you guys don't get confused there. But I can see why it's limited to 720 because of internet connections, and gameplay might be affected depending upon how well your internet connection is. So be prepared, guys. But with the developers, I can see where they're coming from by limiting the betas and alphas, etc. because they only want a certain number of people playing that beta or alpha and only want a certain amount of people to see that game or beta or alpha. So that really isn't that big of a deal. I mean, it was just a pre-release beta or alpha after all, wasn't it? The game's going to be out eventually, so you'll be able to see it either way. The host can take back control of their PS4 at any point by pressing the share button on the DualShock 4 and ending the session. And also, the guest cannot take control of the user's PS4 and access personal information. Those are understandable because that would just be like somebody invading your privacy and they can find out anything about you. I don't really know anybody that would want to do those kind of things, but I mean, who knows who you're going to share your game with. I mean, you want to see the game. That's all you really want to do. You just want to see the game and see what it's like, not control the host's PS4. This one's pretty obvious, but SharePlay is only compatible with games. You cannot broadcast Netflix to a guest's display, for example. I understand why Netflix isn't able to be shared, because then the other person would be able just to get like a free subscription basically, and Netflix wouldn't make any money off of their product. Now, Sony is aiming to have 3 to 4 custom themes available at the launch of the System 2.0. That is not a lot of themes at all. Why can't you just save a picture and put it as a background like on the PS3? It can't be that difficult. The last one here is about the USB music player. There was so many other topics to talk about. If you guys want to check them out, go right ahead, but it was just going to be way too much. This video would have probably been well over an hour. So if you guys want to check them out, but this involves the USB music player. Music must be played from a USB memory stick at launch of the system update. Sony is investigating the option to allow music to be stored on the internal hard drive for future update. I don't know why they just didn't think of that in the first place. Lots of gamers want to store not only music files, but also their favorite video files on the PS4 hard drive. Yancy acknowledged. But to deliver this kind of custom soundtrack capability as soon as possible is most important for gamers, so we have the highest priority to deliver this function first. Then maybe we can develop it for internal storage sometime over the future. I'm not sure why they could not have just done this in this update, because they had it on PS3. Why not just put it on the PS4? I mean, you know how to do it. It's just get it done right the first time. Get it right on the PS4 or PS3. I don't know why they couldn't do it on the PS4 like right away. All in all, I am very excited for all these features, but some of these are just so limited it's kind of annoying, and maybe in the future they can improve upon these features. But I am going to try these features out tonight with my friends and also see for myself on how they are all going to work, if there's going to be bugs in them or if there's anything wrong, if they run good, if they run fine. I'll find out tonight. So that was just a lot of information I had to cover. Hope you guys liked the video. Make sure to like, comment, favorite, and subscribe, and follow me on Twitch, Twitter, and Facebook. I'll be uploading another video tomorrow. Have a good one.